Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Last night, I was awarded my second degree on my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt by my professor, Vini Magalhães, who you see right here on the screen. It's a year overdue. Technically, last December was my 6-year anniversary, but because of scheduling, we were able to have the ceremony last night. My friend Bethany and Theo got their first degrees, and it was a good time. And because say hi to Vinny's girlfriend, Fit Foodie Kim. Be sure to follow. Because we had a little bit of a ceremony, some old friends came out to celebrate with us. Here rolling on screen as my first roll as a two-stripe 45-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt is with my longtime friend and training partner, Thomas Fender. Thomas is a phenomenal wrestler. He's a purple belt. However, he's very, very busy in his businesses, so he does not get to train nearly at all. He does do some privates with Vinny here and there, but he's tough as can be, whether he's in shape or not, or training or not. I like to pull guard. It's a comfortable way for me to feel safe and prevent injuries. I'm very comfortable fighting off of my back. Here he's trying to get an under to aggressively pass my open guard. I have a collar sleeve control, foot on the hip, and he kind of walked right into this triangle setup. He's got good posture trying to defend it. So I'm going to, try to break his posture and proceed with the triangle submission. Here he's trying to pull that leg down and plow through, which he successfully broke the triangle. So now I'm kind of just in this partial back because my leg is tied up in front of his hand. I wasn't able to slide out to fully go to the back. So I'm like, let's go back to this triangle position. And I'm holding on, just kind of waiting for something to open up, putting some pressure on him. And I see his hand, and I start playing with the wrist lock, only because he's a good friend. There we go. We got the tap. Wrist locks, as in any submission, to be honest with you, in training, you should apply them safely at a safe pace to where your opponent, your training partner can react, tap, try to get out of it. Competition setting, self-defense, crank it on. But in training, always proceed with caution. Roll as hard as you want, as long as it's mutual agreement between you and your training partner at the time. Back to pulling guard. I've got a single spider, and working to get this shin-on-shin guard, which I really like. I try to swoop his leg up to get him to fall into another triangle. He doesn't fall as far as I would have liked. However, I do have some pretty good grips, so I pulled him down into the triangle. And the technique I like to utilize a lot is pinching of the knees when you're in the triangle and pulling down the head as you apply hip pressure in. And then really you don't even that often have to get the proper angles. It brings on a really tight choke. We're laughing about it now, because maybe I was making fun of him for not being able to train as often, and for him being my first round. I've been training pretty consistently for the past couple years now, after, long breaks and whatnot from COVID and all that good stuff. Been focusing mainly on striking these days, boxing, kickboxing, 2.5 years into that. He tried to shuck my leg across there. Let's go back and take a piece. He tried to be aggressive with the pass. He fell into this inverted triangle, which I'm kind of shocked. As you can see, I look up there. Now, you might have seen this submission. I'm like, Tom, are you okay? I've seen this in MMA before. Very brutal. And I'm shocked that he fell into that. I've never hit that submission. As you see, I look back at the camera. But it was so crazy how much torque I had on his spine. I could just feel that. So as I was, arching into it, I kept saying, you all right? You all right? You all right? Again, pulling guard. I really like to utilize my feet, on the biceps, hip, wherever I can, controlling the distance. He was able to pass the guard this time. I go to turtle. Tom has a really good guillotine. As you see, he was trying to set it up. I knew he was doing it because he gets me with the guillotine, especially a no-gi. Luckily, I was able to get out of that one. Probably had something to do with us bumping into our buddies over there. Tom's been training a long time. like I said, he's a great wrestler, high school wrestler, just a great dude, great energy whenever he's around. I wish we could train more with him because he's always game, man, to give a good fight. Oh, what's that? Sickle sweep, I think they call it. It's one of my favorites. Getting tired already. Clock rings, so I didn't have time to continue going for the footlock or even get up. But, oh, yeah, there we go. That was my first round as a second-degree black belt at 45 years old. You know, I used to say belts don't matter, stripes don't matter, and they really don't. But on the other hand, it felt good, probably, you know, to be acknowledged by my professor in front of my friends and training partners. I feel good today about that. However, it might have mainly been more to be around all my friends because a lot of people who I haven't seen in a long time came out just, you know, for the little ceremony. And it's nice to have that camaraderie and catch up with longtime friends. And that's one of the beauties of training jiu-jitsu. You know, you find a good team, man. You make some really good friends. They do become like family. And one other thing I wanted to point out here at the beginning of this video, you see Vinny over here. He's talking to this guy. This guy, I just met him last night. He's from Georgia. He's a black belt. Got his black belt a few years ago. He's in town. He's a professional gambler. He's in town doing some gambling and just stopped by the gym. It just so happened that Vinny showed up, and he's been a fan of Vinny's ever since Vinny was on The Ultimate Fighter many years ago. So you got to meet Vinny, chat with him, take some pictures. And that's the cool thing about jiu-jitsu, you know? You can meet and train with high-level, world-class people on a day-to-day basis, you know, depending upon the location of your gym, and they become your friends, and you get some really great friendships. Anyhow, the tape, just like this is Kenny Florian saying back here about his black belt. If you don't know it, I would look it up. The black belt, it means everything to me, but it really means nothing as well. I hope you learned something. If you have any criticism, any pointers, I really enjoy doing these videos because I'm trying to grow my game as a grappler. You know, now that I'm in middle age and my body's only going to continue to deteriorate or, you know, not be as quick, as strong, and all the things it was when I started this and throughout my jiu-jitsu career, but I want to continue to do this for a long, long time. So I'm trying to study to become a better grappler. These videos are for me to learn, to meet people, make a community. So if you have anything to say, please drop a comment below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.